So we've been having an issue with this Honda Rancher getting no power to it. So every time I turn the key, lights don't turn on. You can't electric start it. Front, rear lights won't turn on. Nothing's working at all. So figured out the problem and I'm going to show you guys how to fix it. But if you guys are having this issue on your Honda Rancher, you guys might want to check your battery, make sure that's not dead, and make sure all your connections to your battery are good, because that could also make none of your power work on this thing. But in this case, I know the battery's good because the winch is working good. So what you're going to need to fix this thing is flathead screwdriver. Might not need that, just makes the job a little bit easier. You need a 10mm socket, ratchet, 30 amp fuse. This is a small fuse, a little bit smaller than a car fuse, so make sure you get the small one. And you need a voltage rectifier. These things are about 80 to 90 bucks, I think, on the Honda site, but you can go on Amazon and get an off-brand for like 17 bucks. So yeah, let's get right into fixing this thing. So first things first, we're gonna take off the seat. There's a little latch right here on the right side in the back. You just pull up, the seat should slide right off. So the fuse box is right under there behind this plastic, right behind the battery. So this is where the flathead screwdriver comes into play to take out these little plastic things that hold the plastic in. Just kind of put it in there and twist, and that thing should pull out. And this thing's a little bit weird to take out, so I found it easiest to put the screwdriver in the back, push up, and then pull it out through the top like that. So the fuse box is right here behind the battery, has a little cover on it with latches on the side. Squeeze both sides and pull up evenly, and that should pop off. So here's your 30 amp fuse right here. Just gonna pull that out. Should be able to see through there and tell if it's burnt out. So yeah, this fuse is burnt out, so let's go get the new one. So got the new fuse here, but before you put this thing in, we gotta do one other thing, because if you try to put this in right now, it's gonna blow out another fuse, and that wouldn't be good because you'll have to go buy a new one. So before you do that, do this first. So right back here under the rear right tire, a voltage rectifier right there. You can see there's a little plug on top. So what we're gonna do is unplug that plug on the top, just pinch it right there and pull, and that comes out. This is your voltage rectifier right here. And now that that's unplugged, let's go back up there and plug in that fuse and see if it works. Unplugging that and going up and testing it will kind of just tell us for sure that this thing is bad. So we're back here at the fuse box, got our 30 amp fuse. Let's just plug that thing in. Go back up here to the front and see if it works. All right, so now that we got our 30 amp fuse plugged in, got the voltage rectifier unplugged, let's see if it's gonna work. Oh, it's working, guys. Got the lights on. Let's try the electric start here. That's working too. Alrighty, guys. Well, seems to be working pretty good. So now that we know it's this, because it's working with this unplugged, if you were waiting for this rectifier to come in the mail, you can drive this thing with this thing just unplugged. I would recommend putting some tape or something over that so it doesn't get corroded in there. But yeah, you can drive this thing. Just the only problem you're gonna have is your battery will not charge as you're driving. So you might want to be careful with that, because you don't want to get stranded out there with a dead battery. But yeah, this thing's fine to drive with this thing unplugged. Just your battery might die on you. So let's get this thing changed out real quick and see if that cheaper part works compared to the $80 part from Honda. Oh, this thing's pretty heavy actually. Looks about right. Let's get this thing on. Before you do anything else, I'd recommend taking the fuse out again just as you're working on it, just in case, because you don't want to blow that thing out. Alrighty, guys, got our 10mm socket ratchet. All we gotta do is take off these two bolts. Thing pulls right off there. These parts are looking the exact same, so that's good. Get our new voltage rectifier, put it right on there, and screw back on these 2 bolts. So now that those are tight, grab this plug, and you might want to make sure the inside of there is all clean before you plug it in, but I cleaned it out earlier, so it should be pretty clean. Alright, got it on. It's a little tight, but seems like it's going to work. And pull it down, make sure it's all the way on there snug, it's not coming off. So yeah, that's all ready to go. Let's move on to the top and put back in that fuse. Plug that in. Make sure it's snug down there. Make sure the other ones are snug while you're in here. Everything seems good. Let's test it out. Seems like it's working. Well, fix that problem. Let's get this seat and plastic covers back on real quick. So we'll put back on this plastic fuse cover first. Make sure it clicks in. Snaps on both sides. It didn't. Might be the wrong way. Yeah, there we go. Put that thing in. Make sure it clicks on both sides. And we're going to grab this cover here. Put it to the top like this. And you got to make sure these 3 things are latched in, so just kind of pull back, shove them in, grab this little thing, press that in first, and then get the thing that seals it in, and push that in. I'm going to grab our seat, and there we go. It's latched in. Well, everything seems to be working good now, so let's go test this thing out. See if we can do some drifts in here. Whew, in such a high gear going slow because my wheels are just spinning. On that visor, it's getting a little chilly. Here's a drift. Woo! Probably not the best spot to be drifting like that because got about a 20-foot, 15-foot drop on the right of me into a creek, so gotta be careful there. Shift. Man, the wheels are just spinning. It's hard to pick up speed. Woo! Let's go in a lower gear here. Oh man, this thing's fun. Gotta take this thing out more often and make some videos for y'all. If y'all want to see some videos on this thing, let me know down in the comments and maybe I can come out here and make some. Seems like it's working good, everything's fixed. Battery should be charging now, so don't gotta worry about getting stranded out here because I was riding it without that rectifier plugged in for a little while. And the battery did get pretty close to dying at one point, so yeah, happy that's fixed. But yeah, I'm gonna end the video there. Hope y'all enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.